Epic Gaming Night is made possible by the support of patrons like you. Welcome to the Epic Gaming Night podcast, a podcast about the stories and relationship board games create. I'm your host, Roy Canyon. With me, as always, is Matt.
Hello.
And Rob.
Hello, hello.
How is it going?
It is good.
Nice.
How is it with you?
Crazy. I just got in back from Orlando last night and then worked hard all day and came home to cook dinner and try to fix things up around the house. My wife's about to be leaving town for a while, and I'm like, So, hey, lots of stuff going on. How about you guys?
I'll let Matt go first.
I'm here.
Hype! Matt's here, guys.
That's about all I can say. It's rough out there.
It's rough out there, guys.
What happened, man?
Just work stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I know I don't see you enough. That doesn't mean I don't love you.
Even though we're far apart, our hearts are still close
Thanks,
together.
man.
We are. I care about Matt.
I'm glad you made that differentiation.
I want to specifically just say Matt. And our fans. We have some of the best fans out there. We live? There we go. We're live.
Everybody's like, Thursday. Yeah. I've been out of town. I was out of town in Orlando at the Disney World up near Nick's territory, but in Orlando. But I'm back, and I was like, hey, should we skip a week or should we do a Thursday? And we decided to do a Thursday.
Let's do a Thursday.
And we're going to be winging it, guys. So this should be fun. Woo!
It's going to be fantastic. I will tell you this. I'm excited. I actually got to play a game. I literally just got done. That's why I'm late.
Oh, snap.
Playing a game, and now I'm trying to do real estate and a podcast at the same time. Multitasking. What?
Talking on the interwebs and also sending out them emails.
Boom. That's what I do.
Awesome, guys.
So.
Well, I don't know. There's might be some interesting news out there. I know me and Matt were talking a little bit about the Bloodborne Kickstarter, which has been going crazy. It's up to like 2 million something. I was asking Matt if he was actually going to keep his pledge because he's like, I pledged to make this happen. And he's like, I don't know if I'm going to keep it.
Yeah.
Still up
Why
in the
not?
air.
I was thinking about backing it. I've got it watched.
Mm-hmm.
So it has like 5 days left, 5 or 6 days.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that there's anything wrong with the game. It looks good. The minis are super good. It's just sort of that thing that Cool Mini or Not does, where they're like, yo, check it out. Here's the base game. We're adding minis, with each of these stretch goals and stuff like that. And they're like, but if you want some more, we'll sell you this other box for $40.
And then you're
and
like,
then we'll sell you this other box for $40. And then we'll sell
and
you
you
this
want extra
other
dice.
$40.
We'll give you those for 15.
Right. And so I'm just like, man.
And then you
'cause
want
I
to
feel
play,
like
Matt.
Yeah, and it's like I feel like if I wanted to get it, I would want to get all of it, and the price of all of it just keeps climbing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't
You're
feel
like-
that strong about it that I want to drop that much money for it. I'm starting to be more frugal and prudent in my purchases. Hopefully,
Wow.
I'm
No,
trying.
I get. Well, when you look back at the wall behind you of games that have not been played yet,
That's very
right?
true.
It's like, okay, like, is it really worth getting all of this stuff to just sit there again? Like, I could use that money on bills or food or going to Disney World by myself. I mean, there's a bunch of different things that you could use that money on. And not that we don't want to support our gamers, but it can be a little daunting when that stack gets higher that's wrapped in plastic.
Ugh, I don't know how you back anything when you live in Hawaii. Jordan said that it's $50 shipping to Hawaii. Ugh.
That's why Jordan is going to come to DTC, and we're going to play all the games. And he messed up by rooming with us. I don't know if Jordan realized that.
He's never going to get any sleep. He's just going to be playing all the
He'll
games.
find-
I mean, he'll get some sleep, but not a lot. Jordan, we're zombies by the end of it. And we snore, bro.
I still remember that time you like took a video of everything. You're like, "What's going on?"
I did like a Blair Witch Project. But Matt was making a weird noise, and then Hector was making this weird snore. I had that on my phone for like the longest time, and then I have the pictures of me and Brandon awkwardly laying together. Just a good time.
Every time I go out with Hector and like we have to stay at a hotel overnight someplace, he's like, "All right, here, man, here's some earplugs," and I'm like, "Hey, man, I'm a pretty heavy sleeper too. It'll be a-okay, but I appreciate your concern."
Yeah.
The
That's
thing at
awesome.
Gen Con that freaked me out the most, it was like a bunch of regular snoring, and then Roy was breathing only through his nose and inhaling so sharply that it sounded
Yes.
like a jet tank. And I was like, this is wild. Is he getting enough oxygen? Because it's just like, I was like, whoa. I was worried that you were not okay. I was like, everything else is perfectly normal, but Roy over here sounds like he is stressing.
I don't even
No,
know.
man. See, that to me, that's a big part of the fun. Like the little things, the in between the games, the Jordan coming at your door, knocking with chocolate milk and cheese in hand, the crazy snoring to Hector literally falling asleep on the lounge couch right beside me while we're talking. Literally fell asleep.
Getting a hug from a stranger at 3 a.m. while you're alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then checking to
Good
see if your
time.
wallet's still there. You're
Good
like,
time.
is my wallet still in my pocket? I'm really concerned right now.
Yeah, bro, you got a random crazy zombie hug. Like
It was intense. It was just like, all right.
we're meant to be. Did she say stuff like that? Like, oh. Like
Yeah,
I
she
knew
was
you
just like,
were-
I've been waiting for you. And she's like, I felt this moment coming all day, and I've been waiting for it. And I'm like, this is wild. I was like, all right, man, we're in here, I guess.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good stuff.
But you know what? All in all, didn't get my wallet stolen. Not a bad experience.
No, not a bad experience at all.
Random hugs. Matt
Speaking
likes
of
random hugs,
Kickstarters-
guys. No, not really.
We should do a Kickstarter for hugs. You pay enough money. I hate flying, but Matt and I will fly all over and just show up, hug, and then leave.
Let's do it.
We won't even hang out. We'll just leave. Just okay. Here's your hug. Did you get the $5 hug or the $50 hug? There's a big difference besides just that zero.
The $50 hug. That's where
Bro.
we start hanging out. $100, we'll talk to you. You know?
Yeah.
You could have levels for where like we'll hug you if we just randomly are at the same place, and then levels where it's like, no, we'll come to you with the hugs.
That should be like part of the scavenger hunt. I actually we can't do that. I'm not going to put touching.
Hugging.
Like if people want to hug me, if you're listening to this podcast and you see me and you want to give me a hug, I am more than happy to give you like a side hug or something like that.
Okay, so
No
we'll the cutoff is at hugging, but following Roy into the bathroom and trying to take pictures, that's completely fine.
Hey, I never told them to do that. I just said pictures where you weren't looking. And that
you
is going to happen.
Just gonna get one of Roy through like the crack in the door.
Look,
too
here's a
hot
rare
not to
picture of Roy like on the can. Thanks, guys.
Panicking.
Well,
Uh,
Fairport again. I was thinking about the scavenger hunt earlier today. Things that we could add to it.
oh my goodness.
But
So,
yeah, no
hey.
touching, just in case like we get in trouble. Somebody's like, no, just yeah.
Bodily contact.
Yep.
Awesome. So hey, what have we been playing, guys?
I bought Journeys into Middle Earth. I haven't played it yet.
Oh really?
Sorry.
So your copy came in?
My copy of Journeys of Middle Earth came in. I ordered it off of Amazon. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. In fact, the guy I was playing a game with tonight, I was telling him about it. I was like, hey man, because I know he likes Mansions of Madness. I was like, next time we get together, he's talking about he had a buddy coming in town. I was like, we need to play this game. And so he was like, sweet. So I think we're going to try to play it before the month's out.
It's pretty easy to get into. You just have to like skim the rule book to see how the little decks are built. But once you build those, like the app really takes care of almost everything for you, man.
Yeah.
So it makes it really super simple. If you've played Mansions, it's like once you understand how the skill checks work with the decks, it's like easier than Mansions of Madness because there's less things you can do, actually.
Yeah.
Like in Mansions, you can push people, you can steal items from people and stuff like that. All these things that are like, hey, if somebody goes bad, you kind of need to be able to do these things. That's not in this game because it's fully co-op all the time. So
that's pretty cool. Hey, on a side note, before we get into what we've been playing, have you guys played at the Dice Tower Roy Trick Shot, that hockey game?
No. Which one is that? That's one that just came out?
It's on Kickstarter.
I think they were talking about it in the studio today.
Sam talked about it a while ago as like one of his exciting games.
Oh yeah.
Or most anticipated, but I don't know if like you had seen it or seen them playing.
The
minis look super cool, and I just like the idea behind it. But I don't know. I saw you guys playing. I think it was you and Tom playing that soccer game. And
oh yeah.
I don't know if this.
It was called
just
Boof
like,
Ball, and the whole time I just had to be like, boofing is not what you want to be doing while playing ball. Anyway.
So. Anyway, if you guys play,
face.
or if you talk to them, let me know if you don't mind. That would be.
Yeah. They were actually talking about it in the studio today because Tom was like, next, because we do a show called Crowd Surfing. I run the live stream for it, and they do it. But where they talk about Kickstarters that are 14 days from ending. So that game will be on like the next one. But they're like, oh, Sam, I know which is going to be your pick of the week for next one. He's like, how do you know? You can't know. And he's like, this hockey game. He's like, oh yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
So I think it's one that he's already played and really likes. So we'll see.
Okay.
But apparently it's by some company that he's a big fan of too. So, but I haven't looked into it myself. But also he's a huge hockey fan. So. There is that.
I like hockey as well.
So. Speaking of which, our team's doing the
We're actually doing like
currently.
You good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's why I was just asking about that, just to see if you guys had done anything. Matt, were you there? Yeah, you played Monster Slaughter. I backed the Monster Slaughter expansion. I just, for some reason, I really liked it. And I'm excited for the new room for the basement. And I'm definitely going to bring Monster Slaughter with me to Dice Tower Con because I want to fully play it, like with the extra characters to like get that full submersion. And I think if I do it there, I'll be able to trick enough people into playing with me. Not that I'm tricking them, but like people are like, sure, I'll play it. And I think Adam might want to give it another try as well. So I'm excited for Monster Slaughter. But I know. All right. So back to what we've been playing. Apologize. Just got done doing some real estate stuff, so my brain is
mush.
Focused.
So I've been at Disney all week, including over the weekend. So the only thing I really played, which isn't really a board game, even though it kind of is there's this really interesting game called The Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom at Disney, and you can go to one of the little shops there and they give you this pack of cards, and it's like this augmented reality card game, which is kind of interesting. And you have to go through and like scan your ticket at these different locations around the park and then hold up the card to defeat different like Disney villains and go on different quests. It's like a scavenger hunt almost, but then you actually use the card to battle, and when you hold the card up, like it'll be like Jack Skellington with pumpkins, and you hold it up and pumpkins will fly out and hit the bad guy. Or
was that picture you posted of Scotty?
Yeah. So we were playing this with the kids, and basically you just hold it up and it's got cameras and it can tell what the card is, and you're fighting bad guys with these different cards. One interesting thing is it's also a cooperative game. So you can buy like a pack to actually play it at home, and it turns it into this cooperative game where you build a deck of cards and then you flip coins to be able to try to defeat a bad guy, and the different cards have different attack values on them, and you're working together to try to defeat different villains that are actually like the same villains that are in the virtual reality game that's at the parks. But it was definitely interesting and kind of cool. So if you're ever at Disney World in Orlando, I don't know if they have it at Disneyland, but it's like this card game you can get. I know Eric Summers actually talked about it and actually said it was one of his top 10 favorite card games of all time. I wouldn't go that far because even the cooperative thing is pretty like cute. Like, okay, you're just flipping some coins to see how you defeat the bad guy. You're trying to match different like attack types, and it's got all these different characters and stuff. But it's kind of interesting too because Disney has like certain times at certain shops where you can just go and trade cards, and they'll let you trade like one card for like any other card. And they'll have like tons of like these binders full of cards. And you can just trade cards to try to get a complete set of these cards. And so like, okay, I got doubles of this. I'll trade you this for a card that I don't have. It's just all these different Disney characters. The kids had a blast with it. And it was pretty cute, just the whole going around and doing different things while you're waiting for your fast pass for the next roller coaster. But it was good stuff. That's Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom. And you can get like a free pack each day you're there. I mean, it's not free. Disney's extremely expensive. But you can get a pack each day you're there. But yeah, good stuff.
Sweet.
I also got all my Batman stuff in, but I haven't actually got to play it yet. But we'll talk about that more later.
We will talk about that more later. Matt, have you had a chance to play anything?
Nope.
Sweet. Well, I got to play something. Very excited what I got to play. It's a game that I played before, and I won't go into too much details about how the game plays. But I played a Song of Ice and Fire, a miniatures game, with a buddy of mine tonight because I am preparing for the Cool Mini or Not Expo.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just waiting for a certain person to return my text messages.
I don't know the answer.
And so because it's going to depend on said answers when I get to go, for how long I get to go. But I think I'm definitely going now, if anything, just to get the swag back. But I would like to go. I would like to leave Friday and be there Friday afternoon, Friday night, and then be there for the majority of the day Saturday, and then just come back like at dark 30 Saturday night. But we'll see. We'll see. So anyway, I played the Song of Ice and Fire. I was the Lannisters, and my buddy was the Starks.
Mm-hmm.
I let him choose who he wanted. I had the Lannisters, the Starks, and the Night's Watch factions. And so I let him choose. And we played a simple Feast of Crows game, basic generic objectives style game. I won by completely wiping him off the board. It was his very first time playing. I've only played a couple of times myself, but I mean, I have played more miniatures games than he has.
Yeah.
And so I did have, a little bit of advantage, but he did like how easy it was. He was like, this is really nice. He used to play like Warhammer, but he was like, he got tired of Warhammer and all the extra stupid stuff that came with it, with like the super defined measuring tape, like are you touching, are you not touching, like can you get a piece of paper in between, all that stuff. And so he was like, he really liked this on how it was streamlined and how it was easy and how the movement was easy, and how like he loved the card play. That was his favorite part about it, where it wasn't just units attacking, but I can play this card to do this in addition to type of a thing, because he's a big Magic the Gathering fan. And so we played, and even though I won, he is not bummed out. He still wants to play. And he was talking about me possibly picking up some units for him in Atlanta if they don't all sell out. I imagine they probably will, because showing stuff online,
is he trying to get a different faction, or?
No, but like, for example, the House Stark Heroes, the second pack that has like Arya Stark in there, and some of the dancing guy, I can't remember his name, Sandor, not Clegane. There's a guy from season 1 of the show who taught Arya how to like dance by fire.
I know what you're
stuff
talking
like
about.
That. He's all in there. There's some other heroes, and so I told him to download the app, which he loved the app, by the way, and how the app can show you all the cards and how you can build armies and all that stuff. And so he came with his army set, and I was like, bro, I don't have half of that stuff. Like, that's a great army if I had that stuff. Because he had like a lot of heroes and extra stuff, which you can't even find in the States right now. Like, and I won't get into the whole Asmodee thing, but it's because of Asmodee. They're all backed up. And so, anyway, it was a lot of fun. I needed to play. that game. I'm really excited. The show has got me all excited to play the game as well. And so it was a good time. We played for a couple of hours. We ordered pizza. My daughter tried to be King Kong or Godzilla and just like come wreck everything. And
Oh no!
we stopped her, and we had a good time, man.
She was the Night King trying to come and wreck all of the war.
Oh yeah. She was she was being her awesome, amazing little self. But Cool Mini or Not makes really great minis, but they're not meant to be in the hands of a 1-year-old who wants to like throw and jump on and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
But anyway, such a fun game. I think I definitely like it better than Rune Wars. I think it is my favorite miniatures game. I do agree with you, Roy, on your past comments about more factions. I hope that they come out with more factions and different things that they can do with said factions. This may be one of those things where like I hold on to it for hopefully not forever. I don't want to say anything's forever, but really, 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 really enjoy it. Because you can just throw it down. Glance through the rule books, but the rules are pretty simple. You can move, you can pivot, you can do this, you can attack, you can do this. What do you want to do? I mean, not that complicated. And then when you run into a terrain, read what it does. Okay, now I have to stop here, and I have to do this. Okay. But man, when we were playing tonight, the first half of the game, his rolls were hot.
Yeah.
Like there were a couple of attacks where he just blocked everything. I'm like, bro. And so I shook his hand, and I did it on purpose to kind of get some of the special sauce, some of that special dice rolling sauce, and it worked because then he started rolling bad and I started rolling good. It worked really well. But I also played with the Mountain That Rides.
No.
I played with the Mountain That Rides, and I played with Tyrion as
Did
my
he
commander.
wound the mountain at all?
No. No. But
did the mountain go through multiple trays of dudes?
2 trays.
I mean, you gotta just have like expansion stuff to take that thing out.
Oh, there's ways to take him out. The one time I played with Trevor, he took him out with Rob Stark and archers. But I put the mountain in a bad position when he did that.
Yeah.
And so that's why he was able to do that. And what I did with this game is I used the mountain as like one of the last units I'd activate. And so when other people are already engaged, I'd then have the mountain come from behind.
And just own them.
And they don't get to roll defense saves anyway, but like for the panic tests and other things like that, they are taking wounds, and then they're already engaged and stuck in battle with other stuff.
The thing that sucks is like that unit is so good, but that character is also so awful.
Oh, the character is a terrible human being. Absolutely terrible human being. But for 4 points, and he may have been changed. I don't know if he's been changed. I haven't looked up, the updated rules. But anyway, A Song of Ice and Fire.
Have you been enjoying the show?
I actually have. I know there's a lot of people that are like upset with it. I don't know why. I thought especially this last episode was a lot of fun. Yeah. A couple things took me for surprise that I didn't expect to happen.
The coffee cup was surprising, and
no, the coffee cup didn't even bother me.
I didn't notice, honestly.
I didn't notice at first, but then I went and watched it again. I was like, "Yep, there it is. It's right there."
No, they edited it out now, so I'll never be able to see it. But it's.
I like what their response was on Twitter for it. They were like, "Oh, that was actually a mistake. She meant to order a tea."
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Season 6, Episode 5. Jordan, Season 6, Episode 9 has got one of the best battle scenes in the entire series. Season 6 is a crazy season, so enjoy. And that's also, you're at Episode 5. That's a certain somebody's already back by now.
Dude, so right before this season started, Z hadn't watched a single episode of Game of Thrones. And when I was talking about that Game of Thrones game or whatever we played, the social production one, I mean, we were like, haha, like your mom is even telling you to watch this, like, and you haven't watched Game of Thrones. He is now caught up.
I believe it.
That is a lot of Game of Thrones.
Is he married?
I mean, no, he has a girlfriend.
Does he have kids?
She was pushing him to watch it as well. So.
Does he have kids?
No, not at all.
I could do that too then.
I was like, dude, that is insane, the amount of Game of Thrones. Like, he went through all of the seasons, and, like, he's now talking to us about last week's episode, and I'm just like, what? What happened? But everything's fresh, and I'm just like, you've seen many things. He's like recounting all the horrors to us, and we're like, oh yeah, that was real bad. Oh yeah, that was terrible. He's like, oh man, this person's gross. I'm like, oh, you're right, they're really gross.
Yeah.
I was like, you've seen some stuff. That much concentrated Game of Thrones at one time, that'll change a man. But yeah, he went from like no Game of Thrones to caught up on Game of Thrones in no time. I'm like, wow, I'm impressed. But yeah, so now we're pretty much everybody in the office is watching it except for Sam. Sam's like, Game of Thrones is stupid. I'm like, whatever. Yeah, I mean, you're right, but you're also not right. So.
Yeah. Speaking of HBO miniseries, they just launched a new one about Chernobyl, like a couple of days ago.
I want to see that, the miniseries.
Yeah, I actually watched the first episode of it because that's all they have out right now. It's pretty good. Pretty good.
The cast actually, I like the main doctor guy.
Yeah.
Can't remember his name, but yeah.
I just saw it like 2 days ago, but I also can't remember his name.
Oh no.
But yeah, it was neat.
No, but see, that's what I like. That's what I'm excited about the game of Song of Ice and Fire, because they can go a different avenue than the show, because they're based off of the books, and where that the books have left off is when a certain somebody is stabbed, right? Which, I mean, I don't think that's a spoiler alert now because it's been years, but you guys know a certain somebody has been stabbed in the heart. That's where the books have ended.
Yeah.
And so all of that stuff that has happened since then, which on the show, season 6, like, is all still up in the air and can be done. And so I'm interested to see what happens going forward with the game. Because in the books, they have the ice spiders and the ice giants and the other ice creatures that they talk about with the White Walkers. And so I would love to see like a White Walker faction where they have those creatures. And then you remember that Rune Wars guy who could like raise the dead? I think that'd be really cool to see White Walker faction, which in the books there's not really a Night King. You know, there's just a myth of the army, but not really a Night King. But it would be cool to see a guy to be able to, like, if your opponent loses a tray, you can take X amount of wounds or something, or do something to now have that tray be a completely base unit where it doesn't have any special ability, but it's just like a cannon fodder unit where I'm just going to chunk it at you.
Yeah.
Kind of like the White Walkers are. I think that'd be really cool. So anyway, but that's the potential of the game with the show or with the books.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he writes it different than the HBO show goes.
Well, supposedly it's not going to be that much different.
I don't want to say too much because Jordan's here in chat talking about how he's on episode 6. But we'll talk about
episode 5 of season 6.
Episode 5 of season 6.
Yes.
Nice. Cool. Well, Matt, you been doing anything besides work, or you just been doing the work thing?
Yep, pretty much work. Work.
Nice. Sounds like the best board game ever.
Yeah.
Are you just gonna make up a board game for your work like Rob did last week?
That's right.
Jen was so confused. She was like,
what?
What? She said she was trying to look it up on Board
Game Geek.
And I was trying to like lay hints like, no, this is not real. No, this is not real the whole time. And Rob was going hard. That was fun.
My job was nowhere near as interesting to create any sort of actual game around.
No. I mean, you could make up a game, but...
Yeah. Nah. It's just sort of like playing Monopoly. It's just agony the entire time, and you're like, yay!
Retail chain cool. Magnate?
Yeah.
Magnate.
The Magnate part probably wouldn't be too bad. It's the run-of-the-mill employee part.
Yeah, exactly. Good times. Well, today we're going to be talking about Arrival and when Kickstarters come in. Rob, did you get your big Kickstarter in yet?
Which one?
I feel like if it came in, you would have mentioned it.
Oh, Joan of Arc? No, it hasn't come in yet. I would love for Joan of Arc to come in. So what they did is they sent out the tickets, right? And the tickets were like, yeah, I was supposed to get it like that Monday, like April something.
Yeah.
And where they screwed up was that Monday they were then going to ship it from China.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
FedEx was processing the ticket saying, great, everything's shipped for Monday. But then Joan of Arc, the campaign, sent out an email saying, yes, some of you guys are asking. They're shipping from China, so you'll get it in like 2 to 4 weeks.
Hey, well, at least it's being
you'll get it in about 6 Mondays.
Yeah. So I have not gotten it yet, but I will have gotten it sooner than I will be getting my Lords of Hellas game. Da-da-da-da.
Da-da-da-da. And you actually got a shipping notification about that.
I got a shipping notification. And here's what the shipping notification said. You ready?
Yes.
It says, we're ready to ship it.
It didn't give you a date or anything?
Nope. Your order is in transit to the shipping hub. We currently estimate shipping directly to you within a month, depending on your shipping zone. Once it will ship to you, you will get a status update with tracking. To follow the updates, please visit stupid, waste of time, stupid/dumb, waste of time and money, /Lords of Hellas, /updates. If you wish to see the details of your order, you can do it here. Click on that, and it says, ha! We're just joking. Your game's not coming. So
I edited a video of Tom like opening all the new stuff last week.
I
it
saw.
Looked really good.
I know.
And I was holding a bunch of those different figures, being like, "Oh man, it'd be cool to play this game."
Yeah. Thanks. You're very encouraging. You're a good friend.
You guys got mad at me when I played that game with you anyway, so.
I got mad at Trevor, and I only played with you and Trevor, and I got mad at Trevor because Trevor was.
You didn't play it when we played it a second time?
No, I did not. I only played it that once with you guys, and Trevor had positioned his face directly on your buttocks, and would not attack you one time. And he didn't. And you won the game by having so many territories.
I literally just walked into winning the game.
You literally just walked in, and Trevor's like, oh, Rob, you may attack me here. So I'm going to put my whole army right here, where I'm in this corner. I've never played before. Trevor had played before.
I hadn't played before.
And I think you may have played before. Or you
No, I had not.
I don't know, but I know Trevor had played before. And he was like, no, Rob, you may attack me. So I'm going to move everything right here. And I'm like, according to you, Roy will win if he does this, and you're letting him do that. Yeah, but you may attack me.
And he's like, Rob, go attack Roy. And you're like, why?
I'm like, I can't. I'm literally, if we're playing Risk, I'm in Australia, stuck in Australia, and you're worried that I'm going to win the game because I may come out of Australia one day. And you just given Roy Asia, North America, South America, and Europe. But you've got Africa, so good for you. And
then the second time we played, Rob wasn't there?
I was not there.
Ah.
I only played that one time.
It was me, you.
Yeah.
Hector?
Maybe.
I think and Trevor.
Was it Trevor again? I know it was Trevor again the second time because I took over the temples or whatever to win, and I took over one of Trevor's temples by like jumping a guy across the board and being like, well, I got the last temple, I win, I guess. And everybody's like, Roy, you suck? I'm just like, oh, sorry. I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
It was more that I think we were all like pushing, and it was about to get into a big fight because our borders were all starting to bulge on one another, and we're like, okay, cool. And then Roy's like, and I play this card, which lets me move across the map, and I move into this unoccupied territory here, and I take the tower.
Where no one is defending it. Good game.
GG, because Trevor moved all his guys up to the border, and it was just like, well, good game, y'all.
All that anticipation for nothing.
So I'm excited to play with people that will actually play the game, like Matt.
What do you mean play the game? I played the game, and I won twice.
No, my point is I didn't get to play the game because your bodyguard literally stopped me from doing anything, and he would not stop you because he, I guess, just won it And I like Trevor. He's not a terrible guy or anything like that. But I remember that like really bothering me. Like, bro, you're not even gonna do anything. Like, you're literally letting him win.
I don't even feel like we played that game.
Over one guy.
Like, literally, I just walked into these spaces. I'm like, man, I walked this guy there.
Attacked one time.
And I walked that guy there. And I walked that guy there.
And here's
good game.
His space bordered your space. It's not like you were just alone. He moved out of the way because he was in the middle. I was in the bottom right hand corner. You were at the northern part. I know I was in the bottom right hand corner. He was in the bottom left hand corner and in the middle. So great. Okay, he'll be able to like. You've played the game before, so you'll be able to help me like with Roy and other stuff like that. Like great. I don't know what I'm doing.
3-player games of area control are kind of rough, it's always that situation where two people get into it a little bit and then the other person just gets to not.
Well, see, I don't like that, and it's I don't mind losing. I don't mind. Like, I just want to play the game and have fun. But when it's not even a game, when it's just like literally okay. And then I hate when it's the stupid stuff. Like, you remember what Tim I talked about with Risk. Nope, I'm just going to attack you because these other guys are my friends and I won't attack them, right, buddies? And they're like, sure. And I still won the Risk board. But literally, on Risk Legacy, he would literally put his base right next to mine every time. Didn't matter where I went. He'd always put it right next to mine. It was just so annoying. Like, okay, like, let the butt kissing stop. Like, just play the game. Like, so anyway. I'm excited for when it comes in where I can actually play the game and actually, like, experience doing the temples. I didn't get to fight a monster. I only got to do like one shaman in a temple because like then he would go kill my temple people. Like, I'm excited to try the expansions and to see what the game really is. I've waited over 2 years for this game. Like, I'm excited to try it. So we'll see. If it comes in time, I may bring it to Dice Tower Con.
Nice.
Hopefully it'll be in by July.
Yep. Hopefully.
And that's not a sarcastic hopefully. That's an actual like. That's an actual hopefully.
So I got my copy of Batman in. Technically, it came in over the weekend. It came in Saturday, but I was gone, so I had one of my coworkers run by and pick it up off my front porch because I wanted to actually be able to have it when I got back. It also rained like crazy over the weekend, so I would have had soggy Batman if he didn't do it. But I got it this morning, and that is a lot of game. I don't know if you saw the picture I posted on Instagram, but there's a ridiculous amount of miniatures in just like the base box you got with the base pledge. It's insane. And there's a bunch of people that like would back it for all in to get Batmobile and giant dinosaurs and all sorts of crazy stuff. I'm like, I can't even handle all the stuff I already have. So, and people
Isn't
online.
That coming back out to Kickstarter?
Yes, it's actually coming back to Kickstarter, I think in June.
I'm going to have to back that one. Because I didn't, because you and Trevor backed it, and then now you both are moving.
But yeah,
Matt, did you back it?
No, probably not.
Yeah.
It's like I'm interested in it, but I'm not interested enough to.
Did you ever play Conan, Matt?
Yeah. I think we played like one session where we were just defending a village from stuff, and I was just like, okay, this is all right.
I really like the fact of like the river thing for like the one player that's playing versus the other people. Like, they have these different units that they have to pay resources to activate. And I thought the whole resource management of actually doing your actions, like, hey, you can have a crazy turn where you do amazing things, but then you're going to be out of energy to be able to do anything for a little while. You're going to have to rest. I always thought that was pretty cool. I'm hoping that this game isn't like Conan, where Conan could do crazy awesome things and be super strong, and then the rest of the characters couldn't do anything. Hopefully Batman isn't the only character that's really awesome, but I'll have to actually play the game to see how it goes. And I got the versus mode so that you can play 2 players on a map and duke it out, and both players are playing with the river thing, so you're controlling a bunch of units and using your resources to actually activate them, which seems like a really interesting way to play the game.
How are the minis?
Oh, they're crazy. Do
they look as good as like advertised?
Yeah, I think Monolith does a really good job with their miniatures, and it's cool because they have those like sculpted bases where they have like cracks in like streets and stuff like that, and like the bases actually have texture to them as opposed to just like flat plastic. We'll grab the giant boxes real quick.
Yeah, do
Yeah.
it.
Man, while he's doing that,
Tell me.
some of the Kickstarters that I've been waiting for a long time came in. I finally got the component
I don't
collector.
know if you can actually see it or not. I think it's.
What's that from?
But
The
I was gonna try to show you like a couple of the bad guys are the ones that look really cool. The bad guys are the ones that have all the really giant stuff in them.
Jesus, that box is massive.
Oh yeah. So
That was just the base box?
the base box is 2 boxes this size. So this is the villains box.
The base box is a box and a box.
Yes. That's cool because it comes with the giant. I'm doing an unboxing right now. Apparently, it comes with like the giant river thing, which you put all the cards in and all your cubes to do all the resource management stuff. But then the box is really nice that the miniatures come in as well. It has a diagram on it that shows you where all the miniatures go back in the box.
Hey,
But then like they're all in like the stuff. I just want to show you this giant like bat thing. Man bat is like pretty crazy. He's like rah. But yeah, I think like he has like all sorts of crazy veins in his wings, and like the bases actually have like crackle sculpting stuff on them, which I think is really cool, and like bricks and like rebar sticking out of it and stuff. So the bases actually have a little bit of detail to them as opposed to other things. But yeah, like the Clayface model and stuff are like just gigantic dudes, you know.
oh, that's awesome.
And like this is like the size of like here's a little henchman next to this guy. They're like pretty daggone huge, you know.
Wow.
But I'm excited to actually get in and play the game. I'm hoping like it might not be that complicated to play as the heroes, because you're just controlling one character and kind of chucking dice. I mean,
that's right, you haven't played yet. Never mind.
I mean, I've played Conan multiple times, but I'm really hoping to play this, and maybe it'll be easy enough to throw it down with Scotty and stuff as long as I'm helping him through it and being the bad guy and not going too hard, you know. I mean, I think one of the cool things about Conan was that you could go, like, you could, like, try to kill the good guys, and then they'd actually have to, like, fight you back, you know. It wasn't one of those games where, as the person running the game, you have to be real nice and gentle, or you can just wipe them out. It was one of those games where you actually had to be tactical and thoughtful about it. I'm hoping that this game has good scenarios and all that stuff to make that.
I'll probably back it in June. I've got a lot of people at church that are like comic book fans, whether it's Marvel or DC. And so, like, if I can't get like Matt and company or other people to play, like I'm not worried about getting that to the table.
You should look at the picture I post on Instagram because I set up like all of the miniatures. It's just like massive amounts of little dudes all over the place. But yeah, it was a pain in the neck to take all of those out of the little tray and put them all back in the tray though. But you know, it's all good. Good times. So what do you guys normally do when you get a new Kickstarter in? Like, what's the first thing you do? Try to hide the fact that the giant boxes came in, Rob, or?
No, because my wife is typically home.
So she already knows. She found it first.
So she'll be like, "What are all these boxes for? You know, what's going on?" So yeah, I don't know. When I first get them in, I definitely open. Now I don't open everything right away, but I will open it up out of the shipping container just to see. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. I will open it up out of the shipping container just to see how high the boxes stack, which I am excited to see how high the boxes stack for Joan of Arc.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
I want to get like a display case thing where I can have like just the dragon out at all times, just on display.
Yeah, like IKEA has some like really nice like giant like, glass displays, and I've really wanted like one of those for a while now. To put like different miniatures in or different things from games in.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of like miniatures painters and different miniatures collectors will put those IKEA glass displays up.
I may hire somebody to paint like the dragon because it's just so big. Like
they'd have
it's
to airbrush
too big
it,
where
man.
you can't hide the detail, right? Like, you know, like you want it to be detailed, so I may hire somebody just for that. But yeah, no, I typically take it out and look at it, and then sometimes I get mad at myself because I'm like, why did I back this stupid thing? Like, this is the dumbest thing ever. And then here's my thing. I will decide within the first 24 hours of having received said box if I will sell it or not. Like, I'll know within a day if I'm going to keep it.
Does it spark joy?
Does it spark joy, or did I recently back something that I think is a similar game but better?
Yeah.
You know, they're always making new stuff. And I'm not so much the cult of the new anymore. However, what I do like about new is new rules, new ways to play, you know, because there's always something, there's always a rule set that could be improved. And so we'll see. I don't know. But mine's just gasp in the size of the Kickstarter exclusives and all that stuff. Like, I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I can tell my wife, and this is one of the things that I do enjoy doing when it comes in. I'll be like, babe, nobody else can get this one figure. Like, this thing, it is specifically for me and the X amount of people that ordered it. Like, I love this. And then I also love telling her, you know how much money I just saved you by ordering this $400, $500 Kickstarter? Babe, I just saved you 84 cents by ordering it this way. No, it's not 84 cents. But typically you do get a better deal on Kickstarter by backing it that way and saving money. And so that is nice when you see everything all stacked up and you're like, wow, like this in the stores would have been almost double, if not double.
Yeah, yeah.
So what about you? What do you do?
For me, I'm always like excited to get it in and like punch everything out, and you know, the whole routine with any board game where it's like check out all the pieces, punch all the stuff, put everything in little baggies, figure out how you're going to organize the game, and then figure out how you're going to set it up when you actually go to play it. I'm always that's one of the parts of the hobby that I actually enjoy. It's kind of funny, like actually opening up the game itself and like seeing all the different pieces. I think it's really fun to punch games and see how the different things work. I mean, I've actually set up games before and be like, okay, this is how it sets up, this is how the board sets up and things like that, and then just take pictures of it or whatever and take it back down. And I know some people are like, oh man, that's crazy. Why would you waste your time doing that? I just really enjoy board game stuff. So if I have time for things like that, it's always fun to do that, especially when you get that new Kickstarter in for that game you've been really excited for. And I mean, maybe like seeing like, okay, well, this is how these actions work and that's how that thing works, and looking through the rule book and then watching videos that other people have said things about the game. It's kind of funny. It's like, okay, I got the game. Let me go watch and see what other people are saying about this game that I just got that I'm excited about. Learn more about the mechanics and how the rules work and how we can actually get it to the table and play, you know? So that way I'm prepped and ready whenever I actually want to try to like play it with people, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting because like I mean, before when I was there with you guys, like I'd be like, okay, I got this thing in, like I'd learn how to do it and have it all set up and ready before people come, and I'd like make sure each person's place was set up perfectly fine and like all the different things were all nice and set up for everyone when they came in. But now it's like if I want to play, I have to go to like a game store and play, so it's like a different experience, and you have to be like, okay, well, a lot of people here have games. You have to find somebody to play your game with you, you know. It's different when you're playing in public as opposed to setting up a game night at your own house.
Yeah, thanks for moving and ruining it.
I know, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
I still do though. Like I will get one of my games and set it up at the game store and set all the pieces up nice and be like, all right, who's playing this with me? And just grabbing random people I don't know. And I'll like.
Isn't that the best though? Like when you can get those random people.
Yeah. It's kind of weird though because there's a mixed batch. It's at a cool stuff store, so like there's people that only play Magic and there's people that only play D&D, and I keep trying to invite them to play these board games with me, and they're just like, oh no, I have my D&D game, or oh no, I only play Magic, and you're just like, oh well, you're missing out. But And then you get all the Eurogame players to play WizWar with you, and they actually have a good time. So it's fun.
Yeah.
And then they open up their pack, and you're like, oh, you only have Brass Birmingham and
Hey,
Great Western Trail. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying they weren't coming
Brass is
there
a pretty good game,
thinking
man.
that they were going to be playing WizWar.
Yeah.
That's not what they planned their night around.
I don't think most people come into something thinking they're going to play WizWar, and then they do, and they're like, that was good. That was good.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
Dude, I played the best game of WizWar I think I've ever played at Dice Tower West because everybody was just really into the game, and they're really into the aspect of stopping each other and backstabbing each other and doing whatever it takes to become the victor. And it was a lot of fun because there were moments where anybody could have won that game, and then it just kept getting stopped and stopped and stopped. And then finally somebody's like, all right, I do this and get the treasure here and play this to throw the treasure onto my home base or whatever. And then somebody's like, oh, no, I play a counterspell to that. And then somebody else is like, I play a counterspell to that. And you're just like, oh, I don't know. It's just that game leads to those situations so often, and it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know how we got on
started the
WizWar.
show. Situations like that.
But yeah. So what do you guys do when you're waiting for those Kickstarters to arrive? I know Rob rants hardcore about Kickstarters not coming in, but do you guys often
think
check
some
up
of
on
it's
the pages
deserved, though.
or
I think some of it's if you are going to tell me my game is going to be in by X and you missed X by a year
Oh yeah.
or more, or the game you said is actually not the game at all,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that's a problem. And I'm not trying to act like some diva or anything. I don't think I am a diva or diva or anything. I think a year plus is extremely unprofessional. You've lost a lot of my trust as an organization. If you can't manage your timeline, and I understand Chinese New Year, I understand that there's going to be hiccups. So I'll give you a 2 or 3 month gap. And that's one of the things I love about Cool Mini or Not. They say June, you'll get it in August. But I know that. And it's typically because of Chinese New Year, and some of the molds didn't turn out right, so they got to fix some stuff, right? Even Gray Fox Games, one of their games, Reavers of Midgard, is now going to be late. It's not going to be here till I think till like August. I was hoping to bring Reavers with me to Dice Tower Con, but now it's going to be late. But they let us know, and it's only late by a couple of months because it was supposed to be here in June, and now it's coming in August. So that's understandable. But I was supposed to get Lords in the Hellas originally in November of 2017.
Yeah.
Then it got pushed back to January, February of 2018. Then August of 2018. We are at May 9th, 2019, and I finally get an email saying, maybe a month.
Wow. Yeah, that's hardcore.
And I backed the game early 2017. And they said, you'll get it 2017. That's why I backed it. And then when they did the whole shipping thing, okay, first 1 wave or 2 wave shipping, people will get their game in November, and everybody else will get it in February. Okay. Nope. Kept pushing. So, yes, I feel like I've earned... I don't feel like I've earned that right. I feel like they have let me down to where I am allowed to voice my opinion. Now, at the same day, it's only my opinion. You can take it for what you want with it. But I'll also praise you. There are a lot of companies that I praise that I think do a fantastic job. Gameland Games, they don't make the best games, but they make really good games, and they're on time. They have their stuff together. I know if I order a game from Gameland Games, a hurricane, monsoon, and act of God is going to happen for that game to not be on time. In fact, they have actually mailed me 2 games early. I love stuff like that. So put your stuff together, get your crap together, and do your job. And so while I'm waiting, I am analyzing you as a company. That's what I'm doing, Roy. I'm analyzing you as a company. If you continue to fail, I'm not going to back your stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like Awaken Realms, they are one of those companies where I'm really losing hope.
It's crazy because they had like the biggest Kickstarter of last year, right? That Tainted Grail, but none of us really jumped on board just because it's like, well, I mean, it's like when will some of these things come in, So.
Well, and they haven't said anything about any of the Nemesis expansions. So they sent us the Nemesis base box, which was also late, but they sent us the base box, right? And I have not gotten an update on Nemesis in a very long time.
Yeah, I hate the non-communication thing. It's just like, wait, what?
I think the last thing they sent through, they were like, yo, check it out. We got the art for the Carnimorphs. And I'm like, neat.
Yeah.
Whereas like the Trogdor game sends out updates with actual like Trogdor or Strong Bad email cartoons of like how to play the rules and like showing all sorts of ridiculous videos of like characters rapping different parts of the game and things like that, and you're just like, wait, what? They're putting a lot of work into these updates, and it makes waiting for the game and stuff like that pretty enjoyable because they're actually making content about the game itself, which is kind of funny.
And see, that's one of the things I like about Joan of Arc.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they're late, every single Wednesday they do an update, and they'll even tell you this update's a real small update. We're just saying hi. Anybody want a cheese sandwich? This update is big. Here's like they've already sent out the rules for everybody to review.
Yeah,
they've sent out different campaigns for everybody to review. They also send the emails in like 2 or 3 languages. So it's like, here's it in English, here's it in French, here's it in German. Here you go. Like, I like that. Like, it makes it sting less when you're at least keeping me in the loop. But when it's just a hello, like, here we go, type of a thing. What?
I mean, that's the other thing that I feel like is the quintessential experience of Kickstarter that a lot of companies sort of miss out on. It's, I'm helping you make a product, and together we are doing this. It's supposed to be a sort of a collaborative venture, whereas so many companies these days use it as a pre-order system. And, you have this just ideology of like, oh, cool, thanks for the money. I'll give it to you when it's done. And then, they just disappear. And it's like, well, that's neat and everything. But I basically signed on to be a producer of this. I signed on to help you do something. So I want to be informed the same way who somebody who contributed several $1,000s to do it would want to be informed of what's going on. And I think that's just something that's missing, especially from a lot of the Kickstarters that I've backed. And that would really sort of, I don't know, drive it home.
Yeah, I love when people are on there. I mean, that's one of the things is like the update doesn't have to be anything too crazy. Just like let people know what's going on.
Just
in the
let me know. And Joan of Arc lets us know.
It lets people feel like they're a part of the thing that they signed up to be a part of.
And they answer questions. They do Q&As. They'll even do live videos. Like, hey guys, we got these samples in. We're letting you know. Like,
that's awesome.
It's late, but I also don't feel so bad about Joan of Arc because it's so big. And they even told us, like, I got emails, and I imagine other people did. If you backed at X level, you have to get it in 2 shipments because the shipment is just too big. We can't drop off a crate at your house. We have to do it in 2 shipments, which
that's awesome.
The inside of me is like, that is freaking amazing. Like, I ordered a crate that's 1 game, and the crate is full of stuff this big.
I know. Dude,
like, it's so small.
I want to see all of that. Like, I know you've done pictures of all of your zombie side on the table before. Like,
I won't be able to, I don't have enough table.
Yeah.
I don't have enough table.
Well, I'm just saying it would just be a sea of people because the miniatures are like tiny for that, but it's like 3 miniatures on like a base. So it's like gigantic amount of space that would take up.
Yeah.
So
back to Nemesis real quick. Nemesis was supposed to estimated delivery date on their Kickstarter September 2018.
There's one Kickstarter I backed that I haven't heard anything about like at all since I backed it, basically.
Which one is that?
That one. I think you might have actually pulled out of it, Rob, or maybe not. But the rubber band thing.
No. Yeah, they haven't updated anything in a while, but yes, they're supposedly coming out with a whole brand new. It's coming under a new company.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming. Well, it's not that weird. With everything that happened last year with that company.
Oh yeah.
They sold their stuff to a new company, Loot and Shoot Reloaded. Yeah, their last update on Loot and Shoot Reloaded updates. Let's look this up.
It wasn't too long ago.
Actually, March 28th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like it was forever. Maybe I didn't
It's
miss
not.
that.
It's
But
not a
March
a super
28th.
big
Their last one before then was December 19th.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the one before that was October 17th. So they're going like 2 or 3
was-
months at a time in between.
Well, that's not as bad as I thought, because I maybe I just missing them, but I was like,
I don't know. I still think 2 or 3 months is not super acceptable.
Yeah.
Like, you asked for my money, and I understand you're having issues. Like, I don't know everything that happened. I only know, what. I'm not saying like a he said, she said type of a thing, because I think there's enough evidence to prove X. And so I understand like they need to regroup and get rid of X people. But anyway, just keep me in the loop. I'll be happy. I'll be happy if you literally send me an email. Hey, Robert, we cashed that money and those burritos were delicious. Thank you very much. Here's our status update. Like, at least you're throwing me something, right?
Yeah. Well, it was like my thing even with the component collector from Dogmite.
Yeah.
You know,
Was
Did
that
you
ever
shown
get that
earlier?
yeah, I got it now.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, I've got all these little cool little things. They're great. They came in literally this week. I'm so happy about it. I was having a really bad week, and then I came home and it was on my porch, and I was like, oh, yeah. And
I've only been waiting for this for 2 years.
I was like, so the ones they sent you, I was like not super impressed by them, and then I was
Really?
like, oh
I love
no,
mine.
I feel like they could have been sanded a bit more,
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
and it might have just been the one I was playing with. But like mine, I got them and I was like, oh my god, these are so good, and I was just like looking at them and smelling them. It was so good.
Well, and the fact
But, like-
when you actually get to choose what you want, I think you can get like a better set
Yeah.
than like what I had.
Yeah, that's true. And the man, I don't know, like I didn't necessarily care, like that. I was just like, I have no idea when I'm gonna get this thing that I ordered. But it would just because they would send out updates every week, and they'd be like, yo, this is what we're doing, this is what we're working on. This week it was a slow week in the office. We had some people who were sick that were out, so we only had 3 people doing all the stuff, so we were only able to do 50 things this week. So sorry guys, but the highest backer number we're at is at like 1,700 and something, and you're like, okay, cool, we're trucking along. We know how they're doing, what they're going with, You could look at it and see that there was a number, there was progress, stuff was happening. It might not be happening at the pace you wanted it to be, but it was going, it was doing.
Nice.
But I'll also say for like Dogmite, they make all that stuff by hand. That's not going overseas or anything like that. That's amazing. That's beautiful craftsmanship made here
Absolutely.
by hand. That's artwork. You're using it for a game, but that truly is artwork. Where I feel like it's a little different when they're sending X thousands of molds to a factory to, inject and print. I feel like I would have more patience and sympathy for a Dogmite, and they already are a great company, and I know we love Lindsay, and she does a great job. But to what you were saying, Matt, the fact that they update you, hey guys, life happens here too. Some of our people are sick. Like, we're humans too. Like, I appreciate that. I like that. So good. I'm glad they kept you informed and updated.
Yeah. I gotta go get one thing.
Matt ran away.
He said he's going to get something, and this thing better be good. I want to guess that it's I don't know. Do you think it's game related or do you think it's food?
I don't know, 50-50 with Matt. Actually, it's probably more percentage that's food.
Okay, I'm back.
What'd you get?
So something else that I ordered from Dogmite came in.
Dang it.
But
We
that
were
thing for
we were
the
wondering.
price.
We were saying it was 50-50 going to be an actual game thing or food. I'm just kidding. And I said with Matt, it's probably more likely to be food.
Yeah.
Like pizza's in the oven.
Yeah. But I ordered some dice from them when they did their Artifact Dice Kickstarter, and those also came in.
Nice.
And I always really like Spalted Tamarind. Like, it's like one of my favorite
that is
woods because it's like
huge.
very light. It's
That is
massive, dude. It's like the size of my palm.
That's awesome.
It's a small apple. And
I
I'm
have,
like, I'm not.
I have like a
small
spin down counter that's kind of like that, but spin down counters aren't as cool as actual dice.
Like, this thing is massive. I got it in, and I was just like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a good week.
Nice. So did you just get the giant D20 or?
I got the giant D20 and 2 smaller ones that are in a box somewhere in my bedroom. I didn't grab it because I heard you as soon as I left. Go, no, Maddie left, and I was like, oh, hang on, gotta run.
That's awesome though. What type of what are they made out of?
Those were the ones that are like resin inlaid, where it's like part wood, but also has like deer antler, and like one of them has turtle shell and stuff. And they're super, super pretty. So just super. I was excited, just the whole thing. I was just like, oh yeah, this is good. It's worth the wait. Quality.
Did they have any dice that were made out of cheese?
I mean, if they did, I would have backed it. Because they're farther
just
north.
on principle.
I could get cheese curds, which is something I can't get around here, which are scrumptious. So.
Is there anything else you guys do while waiting for Kickstarters to arrive? Do you ever go back and just like look at like the stuff that you pledged for?
Constantly.
And like just be like, oh man, these are all the things. Oh yeah, this is why I backed this.
Yeah, or you're sitting there going, how much did I spend? Was that a mistake?
Try not to think about
I don't know about this anymore. Now that it's been 8 months, I'm not entirely sure that I want this.
You're like, give me my money back. Because you know they're long
Hey,
gone with
here's
that.
one thing that I do appreciate. Gray Fox Games, when they announced, so I backed their new Run Fighter Die Reloaded, which is set to come out on time, but Reavers is coming out late. But one of the things that I liked about Gray Fox is, and I sort of appreciate it, but I want to know how much this is going to affect them, because like how much are they going to miss out on? So Reavers is going to be late for the Kickstarter backers, but Gray Fox announced in their thing that we understand a lot of backers get upset when the game is for sale at conventions before the backers get it. So they're not even going to sell the base game at conventions until the backers receive theirs. So they're already set to miss Origins. I don't know if they're going to miss Gen Con, but like the first couple of summer conventions, they're going to miss to be able to sell that game. As a backer, I appreciate that because I'm like, you know what? That's nice. But at the same time, I'm like, you're a company. Like, you should be making money. And I don't feel so bad if it's just the base game, like what they did with Blood Rage and other, where they'll sell the base game, but you can't get the exclusive stuff till later. So what do you guys think about that? Like, them saying, we hear your cries, and we're
that's
willing.
super stand up and super awesome because I know it makes people feel terrible when they see everybody else playing the game that they spent money on a year ago, you know? Because, I mean, we've been there being like, well, look at that cool game everybody's playing and buying that we bought a year ago.
2 years
that
ago.
We can't play because we've got 6 extra pieces of plastic in it that are exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Lords of Hellas, you can buy it really cheap right now online.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
I'm gonna look it up.
Don't worry, yours
I
is gonna
shouldn't
come.
look it up, but I'm gonna look it up.
You shouldn't look it up because I don't want to know.
Yours is gonna come in a couple months. It'll be fine.
That's so bad.
They said a month, not a couple of months, a month. The distinction of language is important.
Okay, so it's still. Yeah, I mean, it's still not super cheap. It's $72 right now on Amazon, so that's not, it's not like they're just giving it away. It's not like, well, it's been out for so long now. We'll just $72.
It's lost all of its value.
Yeah.
The worst would be as if it wasn't actually a good game. It's like, I guess you wouldn't care as much about it coming in then, though. You'd be like,
Well, I would care if it wasn't a good game because that means if I go to resell it, I won't get it for the same value.
right.
Yeah.
And so for that reason, that bothers me. That's like one of the reasons why I got rid of Massive Darkness so quickly. 'Cause after we played the demo, I was like, this is good, but I actually like Zombicide better. Let me sell this while it's still really hot. And I knew within the first day of like, if I had to choose, I'd rather play Zombicide. So,
well, you know what? You never hear anybody say anything about now.
What?
Massive Darkness.
Yeah.
People still talk about Zombicide Black Plague all the time.
They still talk about it all the time. And I mean, not like Recon, right? They were giving away, one of their door prizes was a copy of Massive Darkness and Shrink from CMON. Like, not trying to downplay Recon. I think it's a great convention. But how was somebody like them able to get $100+ game from CMON? Well, because they have crates and crates of it because it's not selling.
Right.
So, I appreciate it from that. I still have a lot of games supposedly coming in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nice. Oh, I saw Space Race on Kickstarter. It looked interesting. Blueprints and space rockets.
Yeah, like I was interested in it, and I've been following along. The creator's been posting stuff behind the scenes, and they're like little email blurbs that they send out every once in a while.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, okay, this looks pretty cool. And then I was watching some of the playthrough videos they had on the Kickstarter, and it made me not as interested for it, which was weird. Like, they had a Rahdo runs through, and he just jumps right into it, and I have no idea what's going on the entire time, and I'm just like, okay.
Sounds like
that
a
was
Rahdo's
15
run through.
minutes of me not knowing what's happening at all. And it's like, a lot of times, I feel like I've learned something, but like that one, components to know what's happening.
He was describing rocket science to you, and it just went over your head. It was launched way too high in the atmosphere.
It was above your parawapsy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally.
And that's not including the monster slaughter that I have. I backed it. I am a backer, but the campaign hasn't ended.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's say this. It's 17 plus the dice tower. I did do the dice tower. So it's 17 and Roy's job.
Oh, my job. Thanks. Hey, thanks.
See,
I think I even put in my notes, like, please don't fire him yet. Like, keep him going.
These $1 pledges just make me depressed. 'Cause it's like I really wanted these games, but I'm too broke to get them.
How many games have you backed out of?
I haven't backed out of many.
He just does the $1 pledge.
I do the $1 pledge when I really want the game, but then I can't afford to actually end up getting it.
I canceled my pledge on 4 games.
Yeah.
First one was Darkness Sabotage the board game, which nobody talks about, and I'm glad I canceled. But it had like this space thing that looked cool. Yeah. Then I canceled my pledge on Batman Gotham City Chronicles, which I'm upset that I did. Because you were like, oh, I'm backing this one, and Trevor was backing it. I think somebody else was backing it. I was like, man, all 3 of us don't need to back it.
Yeah.
Then I canceled Trogdor, the board game.
I'm still in.
I kind of wish I kept it, but I wasn't as much into the burninating all the people as much of as everybody else was. Like, I only saw like a couple episodes.
Oh yeah,
and
I love
this
that.
is one that's really bothering me that I canceled.
I feel like it'll be good with the kids.
Tsukiyumi, Full Moon Down. I wish I would have kept that. But that was a semi big pledge. That was a couple $100. I was just like,
yeah.
Because if I was going to do it, I wanted to do it with all the stuff. And if you did like their full pledge, it also came with the game mats and everything. And so I'm like, sweet, I can do this. But like right now, I don't need to spend like $240 or however much it was.
Yeah, it was $250.
$250, yeah. So.
Because I did the $10 pledge just in case, and I'm sitting here looking at it going, I don't know. I really like the whale faction though.
Oh
so
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
The factions are so neat.
Yeah, they definitely.
But
are.
I mean, that's
the faction, and then the dragon faction. After hearing Roy talk about the dragons and
the robots,
at first
are cool
I was
too.
like, why is there only a handful of dragons? Like all these other factions have tons of people, and then Roy's like, well, they played it. The dragons do this and they do that, and they're a lot more powerful.
Really
so I'm like,
strong.
all right, that makes sense. Yeah, man. I could pre-order it now. I may. I don't know. We'll see. I may. My wife's going to be leaving soon to go on a trip. I may back it while she's gone.
Is she coming back? Is she
She's
coming back?
She is coming back, but like,
This
I don't
is
know
the
if you guys
confession
like
about
experience this.
so many Kickstarters my wife may be leaving soon, but I'm gonna back another one.
Well, like when she's gone, like, and I'll tell her because my wife, and for good reason, she looks over our finances because I'm not as great as she is. And so, yeah, she'll get back and she'll be like, babe, what's this charge for? What's this for? What's that for? And I won't feel as bad. You know, like I'm here in my basement. And so if I back it now or pre-order it now, like I almost feel a little dirty. Like, crap, I shouldn't do this because I know she's above me sleeping and thinking of good, responsible dreams and having like a good, responsible, like adulthood and being a fantastic mother and wife. But if she's not here and I don't have that over my head, literally and mentally and metaphorically over my head, because she's over my head, then I'm like, all right, I'll just pre-order it right now. How much was it? Okay.
And then she comes back, she's like, what was this charge? You're like, I had a moment of weakness.
Babe, you know what? You were gone and the girls were going crazy. And
I accidentally fell on the pledge button.
Oh, God.
But I'm glad my wife is so much better than I am because, like, the times that I leave for board game conventions, it's not like I come home and here's like 17 new purses. You know, so
Yeah.
I do have an amazing woman. I probably will back it while she's gone.
I'm stoked about Trogdor, though. Trogdor.
Man, yeah, this all-in pledge pre-order, I can pre-order it for $269 now.
Holy smokes.
Because not the Kickstarter price.
Yeah, it's not the Kickstarter price, but it comes with the minis and everything, and I believe it comes with some of the exclusive stuff.
That's cool.
Just like the all-in pledge from the Kickstarter, base game expansions plus all available add-ons, and all applicable stretch goals. So yeah, I'll probably back it while she's gone. That robot clan looks so cool to me. Have you checked out this? You know, would you play it, Matt?
Oh yeah,
like if I bought it, would you play it?
Absolutely. So that's the thing I've been teetering on is if I buy it, would anybody play it?
That's what I'm like. All right, well, because it's definitely a take that game, and I don't mind take that games. Like
it's also very area control.
Earlier,
you know,
Game of Thrones is one of my favorite games ever. It's a extreme take that in your face, like screw you type of game. But I love that with the right people. You know, like Lion Wolf Squid, they betrayed me in such an amazing way that it's historic to me. It's like one of the greatest things of all time. I feel like I could have that with this game because it's a me versus you. Let's go, let's fight. But some people just don't like that. But I think if you know that going in, it shouldn't be so bad, right? Like,
yeah. Well, so like my thing is like there are some like very sort of area control take that games that I don't like because I feel like it's designed in such a way that if I lose like one battle that is probably pretty instrumental.
Yeah.
All of a sudden.
Almost like an 18xx game.
The
like
rest of the game.
Yeah. Like you're done.
Why am I going to keep sitting here for a couple of hours? And it's like I get that it's like I should have played better, but at the same point I don't want to disengage from something that all of my friends are going to keep playing for another 4 hours because I made a mistake, but there are plenty of games that do, like Blood Rage. Like even if I make a mistake, I don't feel like I'm out in Blood Rage. There's always ways to come back.
You may not
There's
win, but you can still come back.
Yeah, and it's like, so I don't know. It's very much based on the game. So I'm definitely interested in it, but I don't know. If you want to feel better, Rob, about all the stuff that's going on, I currently have 31 Kickstarters that I haven't gotten yet.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's awesome. But how many of those are board game related?
A significant chunk.
Really?
Yeah. Let me count up the ones that aren't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Numbers with Matt.
Yeah.
Hey man, my daughter's been really into Elmo lately, and so we've been watching a lot of Sesame Street. And the count, Bro, man, we count some numbers, man.
9 of the 31 are.
Wow.
All right, so 22 of them are board games.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Now, not all of them are like crazy board games. Like one of them is like an Alien Frontiers thing where I have all the stuff in it, but they had like a new faction board for like $5, and I was like, yeah, why not? But some of that stuff is substantial. But some of it's just like, oh, this game's like $40-$50. Why not?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Well, I think we're going to get close to wrapping this thing up. Hey, everybody, we hope your Kickstarters come in speedily. And let us know in chat what you guys are waiting on most. I know everybody's saying a lot of what they've backed and what they're excited about. And hey,
Matt,
hit us up at Dice Tower Con and we'll play all the Kickstarter games with you.
What's one Kickstarter out of all of your Kickstarters that out of your 22, if you could get one right now, what would it be?
Hang on, let me pull the list back up. Sorry, I closed it because we were closing out.
I will tell you, mine won't be Lords of Hellas.
Honestly, it's either going to be a tie between the new Blood Rage stuff, just because Blood Rage.
All right, that was, yeah.
Or a game from Pandasaurus called Dead Man's Cabal.
Oh, nice.
I saw that. I think I saved it, but I don't think. I mean, I know I didn't back it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, or Horizon Zero Dawn. I forgot about that.
What?
Horizon Zero Dawn. I forgot I backed that.
Oh, nice.
Horizon Zero Dawn. Did I back that?
That's going to be a bunch of game, too.
I don't think I backed that. Man, all right.
That's okay. I've got it.
Robo
It'll show up
Dinosaur.
eventually.
All right, so outside of Blood Rage, and I'll also say outside of Western Legends A&T, yep, I am excited for the expansion, but it is an expansion, so I won't count that. I think the two, I have a tie for 3 of original games that I'm excited for. I'm also not counting Joan of Arc because I don't know if I'm as excited for the game as I am the experience of getting a crate delivered to my house.
Yeah.
Like, I love that idea. So my 3, real quick, Terror Below, especially after the Dice Tower played it. That looks so much fun.
Oh,
and I just saw a trailer for a new movie. What was that movie based off
Tremors?
of? It even has Kevin Bacon in it.
Tremors.
Yes, there's a new Tremors coming out.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and I think it's going like straight to TV movie. But there's like a new Tremors where he's going back to that town to try to get famous again. And he's trying to tell them that they're all back. And they end up coming back and killing people. So, Terror Below, for some reason, rival restaurants. And I think I'm excited for it because I don't have a game like that. And I just think it's going to be fun and kind of cool. And then Cthulhu Death May Die.
Nice.
That's like if I could get any one of those 3 right now, I'd be really happy.
Speaking of Cthulhu Death May Die, I was explaining the what is it? That phobia, the phobia to the guys at work today, and they just didn't understand what I was talking about. I'm like, look at this, it's terrifying, and I googled it, and I almost threw up.
Like, you ever looked at a lotus pod and went, nah, not for me, dude?
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Like, anyway, I was brave enough to hit the search button on Google, but then I couldn't look at my screen, and then I felt like almost like, I don't know, it's weird.
I think
the anxiety is real.
I think mine stemmed from, I remember one time, a long time ago, I was on maybe 4chan, I don't know, probably 4chan, one of those weird internet messages.
No, I'm just kidding.
But there was just a picture of somebody's arm that a person had like grafted a lotus pod into, and I was just like, like their arm looked like a hive for insects, and I was like, big pass, dude, that's disgusting.
I remember like being in a tree and seeing like it was some sort of insect eggs, but it's like a really small thing. But like the way that they were like together, like and grouped together, like creeped me out, and I didn't fall out of the tree, but I jumped out of the tree and like got away from it.
Yeah. Same thing. Sometimes there's just like a small patch of fungus that looks vaguely like that, and you're like, all right, cool. This is All right, neat.
It's like something's going to
Yeah.
crawl out of it and get you.
Yeah. There's just some sort of weird primal fear with it that I cannot explain.
There you go. Awesome, guys. Well, hey, on that note, thanks everybody for joining us. We stream these Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time at youtube.com/Epic Gaming Night, normally on Tuesday. It's Thursday today, currently.
Yeah.
Disney World.
A day with teeth.
Hype. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Make sure to hit us up on Twitter and Instagram at Epic Gaming Night, at Shades of the Mind, and at
Board Game Newman.
Board Game Newman. That'll be easy. I don't know why I have such trouble with that. Anyway, but yeah, we also want to say thank you so much to all of our amazing patrons for helping us continue the show and backing us on Patreon. If you're interested in helping out Epic Gaming Night, make sure to check us out at patreon.com/Epic Gaming Night. Y'all are amazing. And yeah, thanks everybody. Make sure to hit us up on all the things, and make sure to hit us up at Dice Tower Con.
Yes, and we are going to have an amazing scavenger hunt this year. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, and I'll have to get together some awesome games and figure out what we're going to do for like giveaways and stuff like that.
Or maybe 3D print some EGN stuff. We'll see.
Oh man, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I
Okay,
had another
guys.
idea. If you guys wanted to play something with fans, we could try to do Warring Colonies. Like, full...
How many times have we tried to play that game, bro? How many times? I brought it last year to do that last year.
Somebody needs to fly Isaac Vega in to help run the game.
We'll do it. We'll do it. Matt,
We'll
if you read
figure
the
it.
rules, I'll bring it all, and we can set that up as one of the scavenger hunt things. Make us play that game. You get like 20 points.
If you actually make us play it.
People just going out on Twitter, EGN Fans Tour at Dice Tower. We are here at table D3. Come now. We are ready to roll. We
Hi.
need 2 people.
Awesome,
man,
guys. Well, thanks everybody for showing up. Thanks, chat, for being amazing. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.